So 10 tough interview questions and answer to these questions. We'll see why these questions are tough and what may be the very best answers to these questions. First is mental fear of the unknown. Thing which is coming to you, if it is unknown to you, means you have not prepared or it has not come to you previously, then you are nervous. So in addition to preparing yourself physically, you also need to prepare yourself mentally. How? The best way to prepare mentally is to know what may be coming. If you are aware what may be coming, you are comfortable. In exam, if you know that what question is going to be asked, you are able to answer it. If new question is there, you will not be able to answer it so clearly or so efficiently as those questions whose answer you have learned. So fear of the unknown can only exist when there is an unknown. So don't allow things to be unknown. Take the time to understand some of the standards when it comes to interviewing questions. Now, we have some difficult questions you will face in the course of your job interviews. There are various kind of interviews, there are different categories of interviews. Some questions may seem rather simple on the surface, just like, tell me about yourself. And you'll not even write about these things, you'll not prepare because you know that you will be able to speak about yourself. But these questions can have a variety of answers. It is an open-ended question. The wider the variation in the answer. So once you have become practiced in your interviewing skill, you will find that you can use almost any question as a launching pad for a particular topic or a compelling story. Others are classic interview questions like, what is your greatest weakness or your strength? Questions most people, they answer incorrectly or improperly. In this case, the standard textbook answer for the greatest weakness question is just to provide a real positive such as, I work too much. This is my weakness. I just work. This is a weakness. But this is wrong. Either you are lying or you are telling the truth. In which case you are defining working too much as a weakness and really you do not want to work much at all. So company is hiring you, company is going to pay you, so you have to work. Then the question, like to give you a new perspective of how to answer tough interview questions like it, they're not there for you to lift from the page and insert you into next interview. They are provided for you to use the basic structure of just formulating your own answers. How? While these specify or specifics of each reply may not apply to you, as I said, there are different categories. Just try to follow the basic structure of the answer from the perspective of the interviewer. Because once you are on the other side of the table, the things will change. Answer the questions behaviorally because your behavior, while you are interacting with someone, your behavior comes first. With certain examples, specific example that show that clear evidence backs up what you are saying about yourself. There has to be an evidence because anybody can understand. You don't have to go to the police or to the judge. Any understanding person can understand or can really find out that whether you are lying or not. And always provide information that shows you want to become the very best for the company, for the firm, and that you have specifically prepared yourself to become exactly that. That means they want to be sold. They are waiting to be sold. So please don't disappoint them. First question, tell me about yourself. Now it seems like an easy question as I just indicated because it is open-ended. I can talk about whatever I want from birth till now, right? Means I was 2 years when we shifted from X place to Y place. When I was 5, I had a fever. I was hospitalized. So anything can be said. These are all things which are not expected from you. Now, what are the hiring manager really wants is a quick 2 to 3 minute snapshot of what you are and why you are the best candidate for this position. Not about your life, just about you for the company. So you answer this question, talk about what you have done to prepare yourself to be very best candidate for the position. Use an example or two to back it up. Then ask if you would like more details. If they do, keep giving them examples. Because example of your background and experience, they're worth. Always point back to an example when you have an opportunity and time. Tell me about yourself does not mean tell everything. Just tell what makes you the best. How you are the best. Then, the second question. Why should I hire you? Why should I hire you? Why company needs you? You have to tell me about that. The easy answer is that you are the best person for the job. Can you say that? And don't be afraid to say so. So you have to say that because you know you are the best. And when you don't feel by yourself and you're not confident that you are the best, how the interviewer will know that you are best. But then back it up with some specifically differentiates you. You have to give certain evidences, backdrop. Just for example, you should hire me because I'm the best person for the job. Okay, why? I realize that there are likely other candidates who also have the ability to do this job. Yet, I bring an additional quality that makes me the best person for this job. Why? my passion for excellence. I am passionately committed to producing truly world-class results. For instance, are you the best person for the job? Show it by your passionate example. This may be asked, right? So you have to be prepared for that because if you are giving evidences or anything which is relating, then you have to be very confident of that. Now, this is a question which is very simple but tough. What is your long range objective? Means, where do you see yourself after 5 or 10 years? Make my job easy for me. Make me want to hire you. The key is to focus your achievable objectives and what you are doing to reach those objectives. Just for example, within 5 years, I would like to become the very best accountant the company has on staff. I want to work towards becoming the expert that others rely on. And in doing so, I feel I'll be fully prepared to take on any other greater responsibilities which might be presented or which is sought from me in long term. Just for example, here is what I am presently doing to prepare myself. Now add stuff, add content so that your long range objective is completed. Then just go on to show by your examples what you're doing to reach your goals and objectives. Fourth question. How has your education prepared you for your career? This is a broad question again. You'll say, I have done engineering. I know how to program. I know C language. I've done my mechanical engineering. I know how to use lathe machine. I'm an electrical engineer or electronics engineer. I know how to solder. So this is a broad question and you need to focus on the behavioral examples in your education background. It's specifically aligned to the required competencies for the career. They want you to tell about the competencies. My education has focused not only on the learning the fundamentals, you have to start from the scratch, not only from the fundamentals, but also on the practical application of the information learned within those classes. For example, I played a lead role in a class project where we gathered and analyzed best practice data from this industry. Tell me more about your results. This can be asked. Then, are you a team player? Again, a very simple, toughest question. Almost everyone say yes. I have never seen, or some lame person would say, I'm not a team player. No. Everyone will say, I'm a team player. But it is not just a question of yes or no. You need to provide a behavioral example to back up your answer. There has to be evidences. For example, yes, I am very much a team player. In fact, I have had opportunities in my work, school, and athletics to develop my skills as a team player. For example, on a recent project. Now you can add those stuff. You have to prepare that. Just emphasize teamwork behavioral examples and focus on your openness to the diversity of the background. Why you are a team player? Because any problem, any friction, you are able to handle. Talk about the strength of the team above the individual. Because 11 people play in cricket. One will never win you the game. All have to work hard. And note that this question may be used as a lead into questions around how you handle conflict within a team. So be prepared. Then, have you ever had a conflict with your boss or professor? How was it resolved? Now, if you say no, most interviewers will keep drilling deeper to find one conflict. The key is how you behaviorally react to conflict and what did you do to resolve it. Means, if you say I have no conflict, I don't remember any conflict with my boss or professor, and this is not possible. You are a human being. You laugh, you eat, you run, and then you fight also. Yes, I have had conflicts in the past. Never major ones, but there have been disagreements that needed to be resolved. I have found that when conflict occurs, it helps to fully understand the other person's perspective. So I take time to listen to their point of view. Then I see to work out a collaborative solution because he has some point, I have some points, and when we collaborate this point, the solution would be much greater than we individually thought. So focus your answer on the behavioral process.
Now, one of the question would be, what is your great weakness or greatest weaknesses? Now, as we have seen that in the weakness, generally, most career books will tell you that select a strength and present it as a weakness. Like, I work too much, I just work and work. But it is wrong, in my opinion. First of all, using a strength and presenting it as a weakness is quite deceiving. How can you express your work in terms of weakness? Secondly, it misses the point of the question, what has been asked. What I suggest is you should select a weakness that you have been actively working to overcome. Like, I have had trouble in the past with planning and prioritization, but I am not taking steps to correct this. I am a good planner now. I just started using a pocket planner. Then show them that you are a good planner and you have overcome that problem. So, or rather, about to overcome that problem. So, talk about your weakness and show that you are going to overcome it. That will
Now,
be a
if
good
I
answer.
were to ask your professors to describe you, what would they say? What your boss is going to talk about you? There is a thread of reference check questions. Do not wait for the interviewer to know the answer. Ask any prior bosses or professors in advance, and if they are willing to provide a positive reference, ask them to give a letter of recommendation. That will be helpful. And then you can answer the question like this. I believe she would say, I am an energetic person, that I am result oriented, and one of the best people she had ever worked with. Actually, I know she would say that because those are her very words. May I show you her letter of recommendation, sir? So be prepared in advance with your letter of recommendations, because this is what people would require. People want reference, good reference. People want interviewer wants a good recommendation, because if you are already recommended, then they know their work is half done. Then ninth, what qualities do you feel a successful manager should have? Because ultimately, everyone has to be a manager. Focus on two words. You have to say leadership and vision. Here is a simple sample of how to respond. The key quality in a successful manager should be leadership, the ability to be the visionary for the people who are working under them, and the person who can set the course and direction for the subordinates, because he has to choose a path, he has to decide a path so that other can follow him. So the highest calling of the true leader is inspiring other to reach the highest of their abilities. I would like to tell you about a person whom I consider to be a true leader. Then you can speak about him. You can give an example of someone who has touched your life and how their impact has helped in your personal development. And the final one. If you had to live your life over again, what one thing would you change? Focus on a key turning point in your life or a missed opportunity. Yes, also, you have to tie it forward to what you are doing to seek to make that change. Just for example, although I'm overall very happy with where I am at in my life, the one aspect I likely would have changed would be focusing earlier on my chosen career. I had a great internship this past year and look forward to more experience in the field. I simply wish I would have focused here earlier. For example, I learned in my recent internship and provide example. Means you have to speak about something which gives a weightage to what you have missed. Then stay focused on your positive direction in your life and back it up with some examples. So the reviewing when these responses, please remember that you are the only to be viewed samples. Like, please do not rehearse them verbatim or adopt them as your own. They're meant to stir your creative juices and get your thinking about how to properly answer the broad range of questions that you're going to face. So I hope these were the 10 questions and you will well prepare for these questions, answer them, write them, learn them so that you can answer them without any problem or without any hindrance. Thank you so much and all the best.